In starting the community commune in Arizona, it didn't actually start in Arizona. It started back in the early 70s, where I was living in the Boston area, and I began work with many communities, probably maybe 30 different communities. And I saw there was lesbian communities and gay communities and straight communities, and I saw the same kinds of mistakes made with everyone. First mistake is people thought they were better than everyone else. That's the first mistake. And therefore they could do sexual triangles or polygamy. And in the end, whether it's 1 or 2 years, the power of jealousy does get in the way. And it does really affect community dynamics. And I saw a lot of difficulties that way in many of the communities I consulted with. So one of the rules of guidelines of the community was we're really not going to support triangles or polygamy. Not that those things couldn't happen, but that was kind of an accepted agreement as people came into the community, minimizing jealousy. Another point was about community meetings. Some communities spent hours a day meeting and talking and maybe coming to some decisions. And I was looking as the leader to really minimize that and not exhaust people with so many meetings. So we would meet once a week or every 2 weeks as the need arose, and we didn't exhaust people with the idea that it has to be totally collective, which is very, very difficult to do, and in the end may not be so totally collective. So I learned pretty quickly as a leader to be surrounded with people who were committed to a long-range vision of the community, and that way they had a stake in it. Rather than somebody comes and one day and they think their vote is equal to everybody else's. No, your vote equals to how hard you work and your long-range stake in making this successful. So we're prioritizing, how decisions are made. That made a big difference. The people who have stake are the ones that are going to be listened to. So those are two of the really important principles. Acknowledging the importance of dyads, but avoiding triads and so forth in the sexual relationships, and also decision-making process. And that made this a very long-lasting community. I initially saw the cycle being 17 years, and we really went 3 years past that into a 20-year cycle, which was fine. It took a little longer to kind of complete it, but those rules, avoid triangles, avoid the idea of jealousy, which just happens because we're human, not thinking we're better than other people. We're still human, we have the human fallibilities, and not exhausting people with too much difficulty.